The following is a presentation of The Day.
Decades-old rivalry returns to the castle on the hill as the New London High School Whalers travel up Route 32 to play hope to the Saints of St. Bernard's High School in a brand new gym with veteran coaches, star players, and a shot at a higher ECC seed on the line, and it's all live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health, voted the best dental practice 12 years in a row by the day's Best of the Best Reader's Choice Awards. Casey O'Neill along with the sports Dr. Keith O'Brien, Peter Wappy and the crew, Mike DeMauro, and tonight we get the chance to see, if not maybe the two best teams, the two teams that are vying for that next conversation.
Yeah, out of the two teams we saw last night, NFA and East Lyme, who are the next couple of teams there? These could be it, Casey. You got two teams at 4-2. The green and gold standard in New London, as you would say, versus, three-time Division II champs in Mark Jones and the St. Bernard Saints. Listen, you're going to see a lot of, if you like guard play, you're going to see it tonight, my friend.
You know, St. Bernard's lost to East Lyme and NFA, the teams we saw last night. And we're going to talk more about it, but first, we will have our national anthem, and when we come back from the national anthem, we're going to break down this game and other thoughts about life in the ECC. Sports Doctor. So, you know, we saw last night East Lyme and NFA, NFA who beat St. Bernard's earlier this year, NFA who lost to New London, as well as East Lyme who beat both of these teams.
Sure.
We thought maybe they're 1-2 in the league, but, you know, if you're looking at the Final Four, so to speak, both of these two teams think they're due for a spot in the final, and I think both of them expect to be in the final of the ECC tournament. And this is an opportunity tonight, like you said, to see a lot of guards. We should see the ball moving up and down the floor, and it has the potential to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, I mean, Casey, styles determine fights, and, you know, tonight could be one of those games where the guards go at it a little bit. You know, you've got, Perry and Pemberton and, Pacheco and Tyson Wheeler Jr. and, all these kids. It should be a great matchup, and no real size for either team, no real big man. That's where the guard play is going to come into tonight.
Well, if you look at what they're listed on the roster, the Whalers play 4 guards and a guard forward, and St. Bernard's plays 4 guards and a guard forward. So,
yeah.
I mean, everybody, even the guys who are the forwards for these teams, are playing guard they can handle. But I don't know that there's a more exciting group of guards, whether it's Pemberton, Perry for New London, or Pacheco, Wheeler, Balargin, Similian. Like, there are a lot of really exciting players in this game tonight.
Well, I think that's the one thing that Mark Jones likes about his team, Casey. We talked about, last year Nate Avery was there big, and he's gone now. He's got a lot of interchangeable parts, and Similian's one of those kids who can play guard, but he can go get it too. He can, hit the boards, both ends of the floor, and make plays. As for New London, you're talking about Sean Raymond, their guard forward. He's 6'4", number 11. He had a decent game against Waterford. He picked up the slack a little bit. And he's probably that next kid who's going to have to make plays for Chop Parker tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now who the two keys are in this game on both sides. There is one player that on each side is the difference between their team being a top 2 team in the ECC versus not. For New London, it's Tyshawn Cunningham, Pemberton.
No.
When he plays well and compliments Perry, they're a beast.
Yep.
When he doesn't, when he pounds the ball too much, they struggle. On the other side of things, to me, it's Walker Belargin. When Belargin, is shooting the ball confidently, getting to the basket, to complement Pacheco and Similian, they're a beast as well.
Listed as 6 foot. I think that's not being generous enough on their sheet.
Peter Wappy, who swears he is at all of 6'2" and more. St. Bernard's wins the tap, and there's Pacheco with the first.
The one that comes out a little man-to-man.
And a quick 3 from Wheeler is off the mark. Raymond pulls down the rebound, and here comes Pemberton with the basketball, guarded by Similian. That's a great matchup of 2 really good athletes out on the perimeter.
Straight man defense here by the Saints.
High screen from Raymond. Pemberton kicks now. Raymond foregoes the 3, and New London will reset. We saw them play so well against Waterford in the early going, and then they got out of their rhythm. A lot of dribbling.
Yeah.
I think man-to-man will help them generate a little more offense. Look for some high screens. There comes Perry. And let's see if they can get some movement going with their guard play. Pemberton gets the mismatch on Brassaw. Spins, kicks. Perry with an open 3 is short. And it goes on the floor. Raymond picks it up. Pull up, Pemberton, 15-footer is good.
Good shot for him. That's good for his confidence, too. The tough 2 knocked down from about 14, 15 feet, Casey. A little pressure here by New London.
Pacheco. And a kick ball out of bounds. And it will be Saints basketball. I called Tyson Wheeler's name an awful lot playing for New London High School.
Sure, now he's playing against them. Yep.
A 3 from Belargin is good. Right off the bat on cue. Walker Belargin knocks it down.
Oh, how smooth was that stroke, huh? Catch, shoot, rhythm, please, thank you. Can I have another?
Yeah, if Belargin,
they're just pure.
If he's knocking shots down, Belargin becomes I told you, that's the difference maker. Perry kicks. Pemberton, 3, no good. There's a rebound, Wheeler. Saints always looking to go up tempo. Wheeler stripped by Perry.
There, yeah.
Perry comes all the way to the basket, finds a cutting Benjamin. Left-handed layup is good.
Yeah, that's Perry's play right there. Strip on one end, the leak out.
Oh, there's the scintillating sophomore sensation, Cedric Similian for the basket. Straightaway 3, no good by Banam. Rebound by Wheeler.
Yeah, Wheeler hitting the boards, huh? His dad play like that?
Yeah, he did. They give Pacheco the 3, and he knocks it down. That's too easy. Yeah, his dad, for a little guy, would go in and rebound because then the ball's in his hands.
Yes, then he controls.
That's why he rebounded, so he could have the basketball in his hands. There's the roll from Banam. Puts it on the floor. Raymond had it, but couldn't handle it. Now comes Wheeler to Pacheco. Has a step, draws contact. Belargin battling underneath, but Perry has the basketball. Perry runs the other way, 2-on-1. And great defense from Similian. Up and down they go. Belargin just off the mark. Benjamin with the rebound.
Things get a lot out of control here for New London pretty quickly. Settle things down a little bit, run your stuff. Never mind that hero basketball. Let's work the offense.
They're going to isolate Perry on Brassaw.
Worked against Waterford.
There he goes with the left where he's most comfortable, and he draws the foul on Brassaw.
Cheapy there, a little nickel dimer on the outside.
We know he likes to go left. They're going to isolate him, and that's a good matchup. So they're going to run the high pick. And if St. Bernard switches, they're going to find whether it's Cunningham, Pemberton, or Perry, they're going to find the isolation.
Well, that's where if the help defense comes, Raymond's got to make himself available too.
Lob inside, Pemberton, and he'll go shoot 2. That's a real nice play, and I'll tell you.
That's good look.
He's the biggest. Raymond's the tallest guy, but Pemberton's the biggest player for New London. Length athleticism. He's an exciting junior. And I think next year, Perry and Pemberton next year as a senior backcourt is going to be fabulous. I'm always looking ahead.
You're always looking ahead.
Always looking ahead.
State tournament next year.
Well, because this team right here that they're playing against, St. Bernard's, when they bring back, Wheeler and Simillian as juniors, they're going to be sensational. There's a lot, it's a big maturation year, especially with COVID. I think you're going to see some huge jumps out of players going into next year. Pemberton's got to knock down these free throws. We saw him struggle against Waterford. That one's pure 3-point St. Bernard lead. Open look for Pacheco. No good. Perry grabs the rebound. Now he's going to push.
That shot's all day long. It's there for them.
Perry pulls up. 12-footer. No good. Good defense from Wheeler.
A lot of one-and-done situations from the 1 and 2. St. Bernard's doing a good job in the glass.
Wheeler, open 3. No good. Oh, good job by Brassaw to tie up Pemberton because he was off to the races. .355 remaining here in the first period. And we're going to take a mask break, which means we're going to take a break. We'll be back. 3-point Saints lead. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. So, as always, we want you at home to let us know where are you watching the game. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter because you know what, Sports Doctor? We want to know who has the best virtual fan section out there. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter at Game Day CT, and we're going to include you in the broadcast. Halfway through the first period, Saints with a 3-point lead at St. Bernard's High School, New London with the basketball. Rodia Perry, guarded by Pacheco.
Pacheco will harass him out front. Make him work the ball up the floor.
Oh, great move by Pemberton. Slices to the basket, had a step. Simillian couldn't get there in time, and that's an easy basket for the Whalers.
That's where you talk about size. The big fella, Casey, slicing and getting himself to the rim, and he's a load, man. He's a big kid. He could finish.
He was dunking the basketball with ease in the pregame, and I think we talked about, remember we talked about Dev, good look to Simillian. He finishes under the basket. Remember we talked about Dev a few years ago saying he's going to get up and finish around the basket? I think Pemberton's got a chance to really be a guy that can score getting to the basket. Anytime he pulls up, he's doing the other team a favor.
Pacheco, that's a charge. That's a good
call.
call.
Great defense by Wheeler.
And that's Pacheco. Pacheco stepping in and taking that left hand, anticipating that left hand by Perry. Hold your ground, son.
And that's the interesting thing, right? Everyone overplays for them to go right. With Perry, you're better off overplaying the left, anticipating the left. He loves to go that way.
Great defense that time.
Swing, Simillian for 3. He's
and
got
listen,
it.
That 3-point shot is going to be there all night against this zone defense. St. Bernard's will pick that zone apart.
Yeah, if Simillian's hitting threes, you're in trouble, though. That's not his A game, and yet he knocked that one down.
4 kids have green lights to shoot the ball from behind the arc. I can tell you that right now.
Straight away, Pemberton 3, no good. Rebound, Simillian. And look at him put it to the floor. He's got stripped, though. Benjamin kicks it over to Perry. Whalers will reset. Cunningham wants the ball. Pemberton spins, hangs. Basket no good, but he'll draw the foul on Brassaw.
Yeah, good move. That time you saw a big man move by Pemberton. Back to the basket, a little drop step. Gets the call and gets himself to the line for 2. Casey, going back to the previous possession, St. Bernard's, these kids all have the green light to shoot the ball from behind the arc, with the exception of maybe Brassaw. You got 4 guys out there. You're going against that zone defense. They will light up New London if they're knocking them down.
And New London's sitting in that zone giving up those threes, which is really surprising. I think Simillian's the guy you want to take the 3. Anytime that you can get him to shoot the 3 and not go to the basket, you're probably better off. But we've seen Belargin and Pacheco and Semillian
and Wheeler
all knock down threes. Pacheco, clear out with Benjamin guarding him now. Wheeler goes one-on-one with Perry. Good seal defense. Semillian pull up three, back iron, no good. Bonham with the rebound. There goes Pemberton. We're going to get a foul on the perimeter. I think that's Brassaw's third. He's going to have to come out of the game soon.
He's tough.
And this is where we saw the problem with St. Bernard's, right? Depth was an issue with them. Who comes off the bench? Who contributes? Already
second, I'm sorry, yeah.
Bonham passes it off to Perry. Now there's Perry on the isolation with Brassaw. So there's the clear out. Look for the help in the kick, right? This is where someone's got to help. There goes the left hand, hangs, floater, and the roll.
You've got to have help, and you've got to take that left away from him. That is, I mean, we see they're coming a mile away.
They got Semillian trapped in the corner, but he finds Pacheco. Swings to Wheeler. Wheeler had Perry on his hip, pull up, 10-footer, short. And Raymond tracks it down. Here come the Whalers. Pemberton, zip pass to Bonham, left hand, no good. Rebound, Belargin.
Got away with a walk there.
Belargin, air ball, no good. Pemberton coming the other direction. Pemberton. Now Perry will have it. Got to keep the ball in Perry's hands. Get him that mismatch. You see Wheeler switch back off.
Okay, make him go right. There you go. See how his stance is? Try to push him right, force him right. Chop is going to put this game on ice here now. This quarter, I'm sorry.
That's good coaching by Mark Jones, though. You know, he anticipated, he knew exactly what was happening. Down 15 seconds, Whalers with the basketball, holding for the last shot. They want to go into the quarter, no worse off than down 2. Perry pulls up for 3, bank, no good. Raymond tips. Benjamin at the buzzer with 1 second left, knocks it down, and we are tied at 13. Come on back. 13 all. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Okay, class. What do you want to be when you grow up? Jace.
I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be homeless. I want to hear scary voices no one else can hear. I want to be addicted to drugs. I want to be an actress. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an actress. I want to be a football player. I want to be an
Not one child has dreams of these things becoming a reality. Sometimes choices are set before we even have a voice.
With Sound Community Services, I found my voice.
Sports Doctors got head coach Craig Parker.
Coach, tied up after 1. What do you guys have to do better here in the second quarter?
Play a little better defense. Play a little better defense.
Better defense?
Yeah.
All right, Coach, thanks.
If we can do that, we'll be all right.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, 13 all on a last-second shot by Benjamin, and we'll start the second period all tied up. Pacheco with the basketball for the Saints. Now they come out. Semillian over to Wheeler. Wheeler heads to the basket on Perry. Back up top, Semillian pulls up from the foul line and buries it. Cedric Semillian. 9 points here, Sports Doctor, for Semillian.
Got to play better defense on him.
And we're going to get a foul on the floor. Looks like that'll be on Semillian.
Well, Semillian seems to be taking over the scoring load a little bit for Mark Jones tonight. Get to the rim, knock down a three, make some plays.
Patrick Daly will check into the ball game, and he'll give Brassaw a breather. First substitution for the Saints. Benjamin kicks, and we're going to get a walk on that slide step from Pemberton. Wheeler will have the ball in his hands. Now Balarjan, baseline floater, no good. Oh, Daly with the rebound. But Raymond has good hands. In and out.
Yeah, the one thing, Casey, you notice here too, it's one and done for New London on the offensive end. Every time a shot goes up, there's no second chance scoring opportunities.
No one boxed out. Wheeler followed his own shot. Balarjan dumps down to Daly, and the big man knocks it down. He'll go to the line. Sophomore Patrick Daly underneath.
Not a lot of thinking there, young man. Just catch, turn, and shoot. Big fella chipping in. And if I had the rebound numbers in front of me right now, I could tell you that St. Bernard is out-rebounding New London. Both ends of the floor. I mean, it's one and done for New London on their offensive end. Couple of second chance scoring opportunities for the Saints.
Short on the free throw. Pemberton will push it up.
Talk about a team that's heavy on guard play, Casey. Who's going to crash the glass? You know, it's got to be Raymond. It's got to be Pemberton off of a miss. Somebody's got to get an offensive rebound.
And Daly presents a problem size-wise. I mean, there's nobody that has that size. Perry pulls up, 15-footer, no good. Balarjan with the rebound. Wheeler couldn't get it to go. Raymond with the rebound.
Again, is this one of these junctures in the game where you see this New London offense get stuck in the mud a little bit?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, they
and
got
we've seen this a lot.
Wheeler on the floor. Bonham goes down with him. Benjamin pulls up, no good. Tipped ball, and New London will recover. Raymond, we haven't seen him shoot. There's the three, short. And Cunningham will knock it out of bounds, and it'll be Saints basketball, and we'll get a sub. Anthony Martinez will come into the ball game. He'll give Rodia Perry a break. Martinez a three-point shot. We'll see if he can knock them down, get them going.
But we see this, you know, time and time again with New London, where their offense gets out of sync, it gets stuck in the mud a little bit. You know, where's the ball movement come from? Where are the scrap and hustle opportunities come from? St. Bernard's right now, Casey, come out of the break, and they're kind of controlling the tempo.
4-point lead and the basketball.
New London is out of that zone, though. They're playing man.
Pacheco so quick with the basketball, spins left. Wheeler fakes the three.
His father would have shot it.
100%.
Yeah.
Pacheco, we're going to go walk there. Roger Warner says.
He's got to, if Wheeler's got a wide open three, he's got to let that thing fly. Catch and shoot situation, just don't think. Just rise up and knock it down.
That's that confidence you were talking about. Shoot the basketball with confidence.
Yeah. Hey, he shot an air ball on one of his shots. Who cares? Let it go. Shoot another one. You can't make them all, but you can't miss them all either. Keep firing. Now with Perry, Casey on the bench, St. Bernard's in a bit of his zone defense here.
I love the look by Raymond. We saw him knock those down. Can't get that one to go. And you're right, Sports Doctor.
Perry hits the bench. You saw a different look by the Saints.
Semillian overplaying. Whaler's being a little physical now. Semillian for three. No good. Cunningham with the rebound. Pemberton will push it for New London.
These are good minutes for Mark Jones with Daly on the floor, too, with Brasso in foul trouble. Played well.
Raymond doing a good job flashing. He should be able to spin on Daly. He's got to get the ball and make an offensive move.
Right.
Get him the ball,
Go
demand
to
the
work.
ball, demand the ball in the middle, and then spin on Daly. Whalers right now, you gotta overplay the middle here. Drive by Benjamin, kick, Martinez, open look three, no good. Look at the strong rebound by Pemberton. There's another look from Martinez, second opportunity, no good. That's 0 for 2 from Martinez, who's one of their better shooters. And great defense coming back, hustling by Pemberton.
Take care of that ball, Pacheco.
Pulls up for three, no good. Wheeler with the rebound. Both teams struggling to shoot the ball from the perimeter right now. Wheeler tried to force it, and it was picked off, and we're going to get a timeout. 30-second timeout from New London. Coach Parker wants to talk about it. A little bit sloppy, and the shooting hasn't been what he wants.
Mask break?
All right, so we're going to take a mask break. We'll be back on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, our entire team is dedicated to providing you the personalized, convenient, and affordable dental care you and your family deserve. 177 Boston Post Road in Waterford. That's Waterford Dental Health.
3:24 left to go before half, Casey, and New London doesn't have a basket. Not a point here in the second quarter. So we talked about, maybe play better defense from Craig Parker in between the breaks, but their offense, and again, I hate to harp on this, but we've seen it disappear. And, if Perry's out of the game, where does that offensive dynamic come from? Is it from Pemberton? Is it from Martinez? Or is it from Raymond? I mean, so where does the offensive chemistry come from?
Well, I think what's important to understand is we saw Raymond miss 2 open shots, and we saw Martinez miss 2 open shots.
Right.
So they had open. We also saw Pemberton miss 2 open shots. They're 0 for 6 on good open looks.
Right.
So it's not about the offense being stagnant. They've missed 6 shots. I think the tendency when Perry's out of the game is for Pemberton to pound the basketball, but that's not exactly what we've seen. If you don't go 0 for 6, that's part of the problem. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think the offense is a little less fluid when one of them, especially Perry's out of the game. But, all it would have taken is one of Martinez's to go down.
Sure, and it's a 1-point game. Yeah.
So I don't want to overreact too much, but I think it's more about hitting shots right now than anything else. Let's see what the Whalers draw up out of the timeout. Pacheco has Pemberton on him. Or I should say Pemberton has Pacheco.
They will look to double Pemberton, too. You'll see Wheeler come off of his man. All right, St. Bernard's in a bit of a 2-3 zone.
Davon Benjamin for 3, no good. Strong rebound by Balargin. Look at him push. Semillian pulls up for 3, no good.
Quick shot.
Both teams really struggling. Good look up ahead to Raymond, and he finishes it at the basket. Good look from Pemberton, and Raymond breaks the streak for New London.
I think Coach Mark Jones wants his team to be a little more patient on the offensive end. Don't take that first 3 you see. Work your offense, run your stuff, get to the rim, take some good shots, as Balargin right there.
Yep, Balargin gets to the rim, went up strong, got the foul on the Whalers, and I think when you're not shooting the ball well from the outside, you have to look for a way to get to the basket. That was a good, smart play by Walker Balargin.
Yep. And I love the 3-point shot by the Saints, but don't fall in love with it. Don't make it your first option. Get that off of your offense and run your stuff and, let yourself create a little bit.
Kobe Smith checking into the ball game for New London, replacing Benam.
Perry getting an extended breather over there.
And I think, too, Sports Doctor, in high school, I think this is, you were knocking the NBA All-Star game, and I don't disagree, but this is where I think in high school basketball, get to the basket, draw a foul. St. Bernard's goes 6 deep. New London should be attacking the basket every single chance they get. Martinez pulls up, 15-footer, no good. Ball tipped to him. Smith tipped it out. Now Benjamin for three. Good! Davon Benjamin.
There you go. Like I said, I'm 7 points for Benjamin, Casey, and I'm moaning and groaning about the offense stuck in mud. There's a quick 5 points and it's tied up.
But, I mean, I still think you got to get to the basket. You know, St. Bernard's is not a deep team. You know, get them into some foul trouble, get them working. You know, the three is an easy game, but get to the basket. Pacheco gets himself into some trouble. Fancy. Benjamin with the steal. Whalers have numbers, 3-on-1. Benjamin floats and tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Whaler basketball. Missed opportunity that time as the Whalers had 3-on-1 but couldn't finish. Minute and a half remaining in a tie ball game.
Good matchup right there.
But this is where I think New London gets themselves into trouble. The offense falls apart if they're just going to pound the basketball with him. Now they got the matchup they like, though. Martinez, Wheeler, little sneaky hands. Lob, great defense by Brassaw. And good hands from Pemberton, and 101 Saints basketball.
Game's a little sloppy in my opinion too. Not crisp.
Well, this second quarter has been
sloppy.
devoid of scoring here in the second quarter.
5 points by each team.
I mean, I thought we had a chance to have an up-tempo game. It's an up-tempo game without points. Pacheco, oh, it's a beautiful spin, hangs. Frankie goes to the rim. Pemberton, kick out. Benjamin for three, in and out, no good. Raymond can't finish. And Pemberton has it knocked out of his hands. Again, the Whalers just can't get the ball in the hoop.
Mark Jones calling for last shot.
.20 seconds remaining. Saints up 2 with the basketball. Mark Jones wants the last shot of the half. They're not going to go into this half down anything. They're going to go in at least up 2. Martinez is on Wheeler, gets a high screen from Brassaw. Wheeler spins, hangs, crazy shot, no good. Rebound Martinez, and we're going to get a foul. Roger Warner calls a foul at the end of the half. It won't matter, though, so we are at halftime with a 20-18 Saints lead, and once Mark Jones finds out what exactly was called, he'll go over and have a chat with the sports doctor here. With a 2-point Saints lead. Sports Doctor has St. Bernard's coach Mark Jones.
Coach, you guys are up 20-18. What were you happy with in the first half?
I mean, we're playing hard and we're competing, but towards the end, we just made too many silly mistakes.
Right. What's the message you have to send in the locker room? How do you guys close this game out in the second half?
I mean, we got to rebound, we got to move the ball, and we can't turn it over.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
We are at halftime, 20-18, the Saints on top. Come on back for halftime talk and second half action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Day strives to cover stories our readers care about. With a feature called Curious CT, we make it easier for you to tell us what you want to know about the people, places, and issues in southeastern Connecticut. You submit a question, readers vote, and we investigate and report. Go to theday.com/CuriousCT for more details. You ask, you vote, we investigate.
Okay, class. What do you want to be when you grow up? Jace.
I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a ballerina. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be homeless. I want to hear scary voices no one else can hear. I want to be addicted to drugs. I want to be an actress. I want to be a YouTuber.
Not one child has dreams of these things becoming a reality. Sometimes choices are set before we even have a voice.
With Sound Community Services, I found my voice.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
We're back here at halftime, and I've got the man, beautiful in Burberry. His name is Mike DeMauro, and your impressions of the first half.
A lot of this stuff I saw, I don't get. First of all, I don't understand why New London's sitting back in a zone. St. Bernard's got all shooters. You know, you play man. You switch everything. Don't worry about a mismatch because they have no inside game, and run them. They don't have any depth. Just run. I don't understand any of this. I don't know why I'm so upset either, but I'm
with you in that I think that St. Bernard's is a very talented starting five. They have really no bench to speak of. I mean, we saw some good minutes from Patrick Daly, but not to make judgments on the big man, but running does not appear to be something that would be a bad thing when you go bigger. Run. Why not press them, or not even press them, but pressure them, make them work on defense? Every time New London pulls it out and slows it down, you're just doing St. Bernard's a favor.
You're doing them a favor. I mean, we sit again. I'm undefeated, of course. It's easy to sit here and to say that, but some of these things that you see just boggle your mind. It's not a hard game.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we talked about this great rivalry, right? This rivalry goes back decades and decades and decades. And St. Bernard's New London had some of the great games in the history of southeastern Connecticut. And one of the staples of me growing up was, whether it was Mike Piniella or Ralph Ruggiero or Chop Parker, after a New London game, you go to Pizzarama and you talk basketball. And I learned more. I would love to have a conversation with Mark Jones or a conversation with Craig Parker, not to be accusatory and say, why aren't you doing that, but say, why aren't you doing that? Because it's not like these guys. I mean, Chop's only won 500 games more than me, so there's a reason. Maybe he doesn't think it's good for his team. Maybe he doesn't go as deep as he likes, or maybe he feels exposed. But I'd love to just ask the question, to Mark Jones, what are you afraid one of these days? You're afraid one of these days you're going to walk into the gym and a team's going to do blank. I'm curious. It's
a good question.
What are you afraid of? That everyone talks about what you want to do. What are you afraid someone's going to do to you?
Right, and again, when you're playing a team that's not deep, they're probably going to do some things to you in the first quarter and the second quarter. They may not be able to do in the fourth quarter because they're tired. I mean, to me, that would be the reason to play fast, to tire them out. So in the last 5 minutes, you have the fresher legs.
I would set a high pick, and whoever Brassaw is guarding, I would send that person to the basket. He's got 2 fouls. Make him work. I would challenge Wheeler. I would challenge Brassaw. Semillian and Pacheco are very difficult guys, so just stay away from them, but get to the basket. Make the pass. Every time New London settles for jump shots around the perimeter, I feel like they're doing St. Bernard's a favor.
Yeah, and what we saw at the end of and Keith has said this a few times, the end of the Waterford game, pound, instead of move the ball and get the ball to the guys who can score. I mean, I know that Perry sat for a bit, but he didn't get the ball very much. That's not how they're going to win.
both of these teams, the winner of this game really puts themselves in sort of the 3-4 conversation for seeds. New London is in a better position because they still get NFA one more time. So if New London could win out, beat St. Bernard's, beat NFA, they'd lock themselves into that 3 seed. But you've now seen every team play multiple times. Are you any closer to having any idea who the final 4 teams in this conference are going to be?
Well, I think that until somebody solves NFA's zone, you said this last week. I disagreed with you. You were right. NFA to me is the team to beat because they do something nobody else can figure out.
I agree.
And I think for East Lyme, as we saw last night, to beat them, they got to make threes. I think St. Bernard has a shot to beat them, even though they're at a size disadvantage. They can shoot it, and if NFA stays in that zone, there will be 3-point opportunities.
So I think that NFA is the best team because it has the most unique player in the ECC.
Yes.
Max Pierre-Louis is the most unique player. His length, athleticism, up at the top of that zone, offensively around the basket. I don't think anybody can replicate it either. So I think that's why everyone says, why can't you go to school on it? Because you can't replicate it in practice.
Right.
I also think they have the best player in the league when he's playing in the flow of things. Jared Martin's a difference maker. So I think NFA is the best team when Martin plays like that. I think they're a terrible matchup for St. Bernard's because I don't think St. Bernard's can guard them, let alone, I think they can. That 3-2 gives anyone fits. But I'm no closer to figuring it out. I think East Lyme, if they play a C game, beats most other teams playing a C game. But I don't know the ceiling for East Lyme is that high because I just don't think they have that 3-point shooter.
They
Sports
gotta shoot
Doctor,
it better.
are you any closer to thinking who the best teams in the league
Um,
are?
Keith's in, I'm out.
Yeah, it's thanks, Mike. We got some goodies from one of the parents over here too, Casey, you and I.
What we got here?
Look at some gummy bears and all kinds of good stuff. I was just talking to the St. Bernard coaching staff too, and they're all trying to figure out who's got 2 losses and who lost to who and who won this. And I'm like, Mark, you're coach. You should know all this stuff. So I think we're all kind of guessing, Casey, who is, outside of Fitch, who's got 1 loss and they're out of the mix a little bit because of COVID. But who is the best team? I mean, it's like Yahtzee. Roll the dice.
I think it says everything that you want about this year, that the number 1 seed will in part be decided because the team went on quarantine.
Right. Well, listen, Casey, you could talk about high ceilings. You can talk about the best players and stuff like that. In a league like this, if somebody's got a hot shooter, anybody can win at any given night. I strongly believe that.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question here after this possession from New London. They run a little pick and roll, and now Pemberton goes baseline, and we're going to get an offensive foul. He used the elbow to push off, and that's too bad because he had a basket.
Boy, that's a little nickel dimer there. That's a play on. That's a good move that time.
I don't like that one.
No, he was past his man. Jeez.
Don't reward bad defense. Well, maybe he did.
Craig Parker
maybe he did. You just
calmly
can't,
on the bench. Yeah,
how can you tell?
just
Got the mask on.
Yeah.
All right, Sports Doctor. Can NFA make the finals?
Yes.
Can East Lyme make the finals?
I think so.
Can St. Bernard's make the finals?
Yeah, I think they have a shooter.
Can New London make the finals?
Yeah.
Can Fitch make the finals?
Sure.
Okay, that's 5.
Yeah, for how many slots? 2?
Yeah. Can Waterford make the finals?
I don't think so.
Okay, so at that point, Ledyard can't make the finals.
I don't think so.
All right, so you're at 5 teams. All
yes.
Right, that's great. Open look for Wheeler for 3, no good back iron, but he crashes the board. Perry, look at Perry rip it away. New London with numbers. He tried to nutmeg Pacheco, but it'll stay Wheeler basketball.
I got to make a quick point on Tyson Wheeler, and we'll get back to your point. I just watched him, Casey, in between halftime and stuff like that. Buried 5 out of 6 from the 3-point without even thinking. And for a shooter's mentality, don't think, son. Just let it rip. Let it fly.
Perry.
That's a nice touch.
Up top now, Benjamin.
So we got 5 teams for 2 slots.
I can't. I don't see any. If you had to wager your kayak on one team making the final, I agree. I don't know that they're the best team. I've said they are, but I think they're the most likely to make a final. step back. Knock it down for 2 on the line.
That's a good move.
Pemberton.
9 points for Pemberton. That was a big boy basketball move right there by Pemberton.
All tied up at 20, and then he comes right back. The Whalers do with a steal. Pemberton drives, hangs, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors St. Bernard's. They tied him up on his way to the basket.
Is that a walk? I mean, he cradles that ball, takes 2 steps, and gets to the rim.
I think
that looks like a walk to me.
I think the bailout call is the tie-up jump ball. Belargin with a little give and go with Brassaw, and now we have a tie-up on this end. It'll go back to the New London. Merrick Drabinski down under the basket will give it over to Rodia Perry. And we still.
You know what I'd like to see on that? Brassaw get the ball in the high post, then Belargin cut. Get him on the back door. Instead of Brassaw making a basketball move, wait, gather. Belargin takes a little jab step, goes to the rim. He's got a layup. Movement without the basketball.
Well, St. Bernard's has got Similian and Pacheco guarding Perry and Pemberton.
Right, they're just switching. That's all they're doing.
You got to go. There you go. Isolate now. Now you got to go with Brassaw. Open look. Pemberton for 3, no good. And out of bounds, it'll be St. Bernard's ball. You got your 2 best defenders, Pacheco on the smaller Perry.
Yeah.
And Similian on the bigger Pemberton. Someone else is going to have to make an offensive play, but run a high screen, and then if they switch, go to the basket. Pacheco hangs underneath Belargin, and we're going to get a
Mark Jones wants a call on that
tie-up
one.
jump ball, and that should be St. Bernard's ball.
It was a great curl move by Pacheco, Casey, without the basketball coming off the baseline. Found his man Belargin, but a jump ball on the block. Belargin might have got hacked on that. He might have got bumped. Coach thought so.
Good hands from Martinez. Stays Saints ball, tied at 20. Brassaw spins baseline and passes it back off to Wheeler. Similian. Wheeler with an open look. He gives it up, drives to the basket, hangs in the air, no good, and Martinez rips it down. Perry pushes for the Whalers. Beautiful pass underneath, and Smith will finish at the rim. That's a great look from Rodia Perry.
Mark Jones wants a timeout, and I don't blame him. The offense right now is sputtering for the Saints. A lot of standing around, a lot of turnovers, no flow, no rhythm. And to get beat on the other end for a layup.
Well, right now, again, Mike and I talked a lot at Halftime Sports Doctor about the lack of depth. The St. Bernard's, right now, we've only seen 6 players out of St. Bernard's, and that takes its toll throughout the course of a game. And I think New London does them a favor by not pushing it more, making them defend. And you're starting to see offensively right now a little bit of maybe, I don't know if fatigue is the right word, but maybe just a little bit of sluggishness, with those legs.
Yeah, makes sense, Casey. You talk about easy scoring opportunities here. New London with the big push, wide open at the rim. Belargin, the blow by for 2. Since New London went man, St. Bernard's has 5 points in 10.5 minutes.
Which makes
Think about that.
Which makes Mike tomorrow once again say, why were they playing zone?
Why were they playing zone? Our stat guy is good. You don't know?
I thought
he's tremendous.
I thought Chris Giusti made a great point last night, which is they practice man all the time.
Right.
But yet every game they go in, they start in that 3-2, and they're ready to come out of it. But why would you come out of it when that 3-2 just makes everyone miserable? For New London, maybe they can play good zone against teams, but not this team. Play man. This is the absolute team they should be playing man against. They even have the right matchups. Pemberton on Similian, Belargin through the hands of Brassaw. Maybe a little too much steam on it. Fastball from Walker. Pemberton to the basket. Strong move from the junior.
He can get there, can he? And the finish. Pemberton.
And the Whalers have a 4-point lead. Pacheco kicks. Wheeler, 3, no good. Perry goes in. Martinez goes up and gets it. Now Perry. Perry crossover, goes with the right hand, hangs in the air, and a shooter's touch, and the Whalers are up 6.
He's wheeling and dealing the goods now. Perry coming up snake eyes at the rim, Casey, for 2.
St. Bernard's now need a basket. We talked about New London not being able to score in the second quarter. Saints need a basket, something fierce right now.
And they don't have a clean look from the three-point line.
Oh, that's a great look from Pacheco to Brassaw for the basket.
That's a good dump down there by Pacheco, but since, New London is going man, St. Bernard's is going away from that three-point shot.
We had a
mask break?
No, I think we had a mask that fell down,
so
they called timeout. And remember way back the first St. Bernard's NFA game, we saw Jared Martin's mask go down and no one said anything. Immediately, the word got out that that's an immediate stoppage of play.
Sure. And Mike wrote a story on that, did he not? Wrote it in one of his columns?
I believe he did.
Yep.
That was a long 3 from Perry off the bank, no good. Smith, kick. Benjamin for 3, in and out, no good. Semillian with the rebound. Pacheco kicks, 3-ball, in and out, no good. There's Brassaw and Wheeler on the weak side. Pacheco, basket is good, and Frankie will go to the line for the bonus. Big play for the Saint senior.
Well, Frankie goes to Hollywood that time. He'll turn the corner. The kiss, the delivery, he works that high ball screen like a magician, like a little wizard up there, Casey. All he needs is a crease. He gets to the rim. Good basketball move.
Well, we got a mask break and a 2-point Whaler lead. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. So, as always, we want you at home to let us know, where are you watching the game? Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter, because you know what, Sports Doctor? We want to know who has the best virtual fan section out there. Mm-hmm. Send us a photo on Facebook or Twitter at GameDayCT, and we're going to include you in the broadcast. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile and your health are our top priority. Great smiles start here at Waterford Dental Health.
Casey, you talk about a guard doing work. Look at Pacheco, high ball screen, head of steam, the hoop and the harm for 2. Be productive. You get a little bit of a space, a little bit of crease, and this young man knows how to finish at the rim.
He knows that body language angle.
Yes.
He gets that little bit of angle on you, and he knows how to push it hard all the way to the basket.
Plus, he knows how to use that screen, too. Hug that screen nice and tight and take a direct angle to the bucket.
Yeah, I see way too many kids, even at the high school level, not going hard to the screen. It allows switches. It allows
they're
people
looping
to jump
around it, yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to go right. Bring your guy into it.
All right, 1-point game here, partner. 3 and change to go. 3:15. Got a ball game here at St. Bernard's.
And Pemberton, he's going to get to the basket and draw the foul on Semillian.
Let's not be too glorious with the calls out here. This thing's about 30 feet from the bucket. A little play-on situation.
Now you got Pemberton with the smaller Pacheco. Gets a screen from Benjamin.
That's an illegal screen,
We're going to get an illegal scheme on Benjamin. Give him the little knee. Offensive foul, and it'll be Saints ball.
Good call. That was a good call. I've laid a few of those in my day.
You're a hip
throw your knee out, hip
guy.
check, throw you in the,
they
you gotta do what you gotta do.
They called you.
You got 5 fouls. You gotta use them.
They said don't go to the streets of Wheeler. Sports Doctor will give you the hip check. Semillian loses it to Brassaw, picks it up, left hand is good, and the Saints are back on top.
Well, they saw the screen and roll with the reward that time for Brassaw. Semillian gave it to his running mate that time, and he finished with the left.
There goes Pemberton, kick out Martinez. Cross court, Perry, wide open 3, short rim. Semillian will come down with a rebound, and Wheeler will push it for the Whalers. Oh, fancy spin, kick out, and we're going to get a foul away from the basket. Perry's not happy
Perry's
with
got to
it.
be careful. Perry's got to be careful. Can't show up a ref.
As good as he played against Waterford shooting the basketball,
Yeah.
not a good shooting night so far for Dia Perry. So he's got to try to get involved in some other ways. So quick, Pacheco, great job, Martinez. Martinez wanted to push off on Pacheco. Crossover, kick. Brasso will take the open J, and we're going to get a foul.
Yeah, push on Pacheco. Who was that foul on?
They're calling it on Kobe
yeah,
Smith.
It was on Smith.
They're saying Smith pushed under the basket. So now look at the foul situation in this right now.
Yeah, 5-1.
And that's going to get Coach Barker. You got.
He's not up yet?
No, because Coach Brown is up. All the
Brown
way.
Brown is on the other side. He's past half court.
Well, because you can't hear what anyone's saying. Merrick's yelling, but through the mask, it's hard to understand. So Saints with a 1-point lead and the ball. Balarjan stutter steps back to Wheeler. Tyson spins, hangs in the air, wild shot. Brasov battling for it, and out of bounds. It'll be Whaler ball, but Saints starting to play a little harder. Whaler's starting to play a little harder. Intensity's picking up. Yep.
You know, when intensity picks up and things get a little sloppy, I think that's kind of the way New London likes it, at least in the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Pemberton all the way to the basket, hangs, wild shot, no good, but he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two. If Tyshawn Pemberton gets a step on you, he is hard to defend.
That's a tough spot for Brasso to be in. He's almost got to kind of let him go at that point. Rather than pick up the foul, give him the basket, or if he's got to have some help. You know, it's, like you said, once he gets that step, you either got to let him go or get a little bit of help. But to try to trail him and block it from behind is a recipe for disaster.
Love those sneakers. Love those sneakers. Those are those gold
favorite,
sneakers. Those are fabulous. I mean, Perry's got the green ones, but I really love Pemberton's gold ones.
There we
Look
go. 12
at
points for
Look at
Perry.
those things.
Does smooth does for Perry. You like this?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I get you a pair. I'm gonna call the Phil Orby.
Second one no good, but look at Smith track down the rebound for New London, and he turns it over to Semillian. Other direction, Semillian hangs in the air, floater no good, gets his own rebound, back up and can't get it to go, and
he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds with Martinez. It'll stay Saints ball. Missed opportunity again for New London.
Semillian had 2 cracks at the rim right there, Casey. Couldn't finish. Now chops up.
Wheeler will inbound for the Saints. Pacheco. There's that corner. He likes to turn the corner with some steam.
Yeah. No screen, though.
Here's the screen from Brasov. Switch. Martinez does a nice job taking away the angle. Wheeler with an open look for 3. Good.
Knock one down, Tyson. Have a day. Catch and shoot, young man. That's what I've been asking for. No think.
The other direction. 3 ball good. It's all about the Benjamins. Davon for 3.
10 points for Benjamin. Double digits for the Whalers. Case we get a ball game here.
To the basket. Good hands. Good defense. Whalers say no. It's off of Balarjan, but it'll stay Saints ball.
And New London is working and scrapping on a defensive end. So now we're going to ask the coaches to go back on the other side of half court. So can't have both guys up. Just chop as carte blanche or not?
I mean, again.
You going to let him go? Or?
You're masked. It's weird. Other side. As long as it's not disrespectful.
Rules are rules.
As long as it's not disrespectful.
Without rules, it would be chaos.
I'm not sure it's a rule. Long 3, back iron, no good. Perry with the rebound. Bounce pass. Perry dangerous, but Pemberton had it. Kicks it back out. Tie ball game. Whalers with a chance to go into the fourth quarter with a lead. Dumped down and lost it out of bounds. Tough.
Well, I think Chop was looking to hold for one shot there, and Benjamin tried to force that ball on the Pemberton. Turnover, bad pass. Mark Jones will hold for 1.
Pacheco now with the basketball up top. Pacheco gets the screen from Brassaw, turns, goes to the floor. That's going to be a travel with 3 seconds remaining, so the Whalers will have a last shot at it. Smith will inbound. There it goes, Pemberton. Half-court shot just inside at the buzzer. Got it! Tyshawn Cunningham. Pemberton knocks down a triple, and the Whalers have a 3-point lead. We have fourth quarter action on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
Well, we're about to start fourth quarter action. Let's see if this ball was out of the hands of Pemberton. Inbound by Smith. He brings it up, just crosses, and just out of his hand, and he buries it. And Merrick Drabinski and Roger Warner say, yes, it was good, and it gives the Whalers a 3-point lead, ready to start the fourth quarter. And the sports doctor is going to have Coach Craig Parker of the New London High School Whalers. Sports doctor.
Coach, 3-point lead headed into the fourth quarter. It's money time. What do you guys have to do here to close this game out?
Play defense. Play defense, make shots. It's a whole game. That's all you got to do.
Good luck.
Defense, make shots.
Good luck, Coach.
3-point lead for the Whalers. 8 minutes remaining. It's crunch time now here, fourth quarter action. And Whalers will have the basketball. Inbounds will be Rodia Perry. Big opportunity here for New London with a 3-point lead. If they can get a basket here, open up a little bit of a cushion. Kick out. Perry fakes the three. Benjamin now, good patience this time for New London. Turnover there, ball on the floor. Pacheco comes out with it. And now Smith comes out with it for New London. It'll be a tie-up.
A travel or 3 seconds going on down there or something like that?
And I don't think anyone had possession for any of those
Okay,
things
all
to
right.
count.
I mean,
so turnover there for New London as its jump ball favors St. Bernard's.
you know, one of the things when I was walking over to talk to Coach Parker, Mark Jones told his kids those kind of shots are going to happen. Get over it.
Yeah. And they got a defensive stop in the first possession. Balarjian hangs, little floater, and this soft touch, it won't go down. Benjamin, oh, but look at Pacheco. Frankie stepping in for the steal.
He is crafty, isn't he?
Perry pulls up, in and out, can't get it to go. Tough shooting night for Rodia Perry right now.
Perry's had an off night. 4 points for Perry tonight.
And we're going to get a little tic-tac reach foul on Benjamin.
Listen, one thing is evident right now. Pacheco is a handful out on the perimeter. And with that first step going to the rim, Casey, who do you guard him with? Who do you put on him?
I'd put an off guy on. I'd rotate someone else off.
Well, Benjamin's on him now, so Benjamin has struggled with him turning the corner here a little bit.
Well, you know, we talked about tired legs. You know who doesn't have tired legs? Frankie Pacheco.
Right, never gets tired
I don't think
legs,
he ever.
no.
No. He's got an engine like nobody's business.
Yep.
So right now, I would say that, you know, you're just going to need a little help. What I would do is I'd get physical with him. I'd get physical with him away from the ball, like what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and wear on him a little bit.
Well, when you make him work for the ball when he doesn't have the ball.
Sure.
Because when he has the ball and you give him a head of steam, he's impossible. But now work on him. Quick trigger three for Wheeler's good, and we're all top. No, the Saints are on top, 35-33.
Yeah, Tyson's found his stroke right now, Casey. Couple three-pointers. Catch and shoot. Don't think. Let it rip. His father is a Saint fan tonight, is he not?
I don't know.
Oh, you think he's torn?
I think he's a Wheeler fan, but I'm not sure he's not rooting for the Whalers. I'm just saying. I think he might be rooting for Tyson to score 40 and the Whalers to win in a buzzer beater.
Sure.
Step back. Pemberton for three. No good. Rebound. Pacheco. Zip pass to Balarjian. Knocked out of bounds by Benjamin, and it'll stay with the Saints.
Balarjan talking to Pacheco says, you guys are telling me somebody's behind me on my hip. I can't see behind me. You got to communicate a little bit. I like that. I like when kids talk like that.
Yeah. Semillion's been quiet. Haven't called his name in a while. Here comes Pacheco. Long three for Wheeler. No good. There's Semillion on the offensive glass. He can't finish. And Pemberton dribbled on the end line. Saints will recover here.
Semillion's hot. He's looking for a call. He thought he got bumped.
Saints basketball, 2-point lead. I'm going to give Semillion a touch here. A little ISO with Pemberton.
Picked up his dribble, though. That's not good. We see that time and time again. You can't pick up your dribble. That was a walk. That's good defense by Perry. Perry, that time, backed off of Pacheco, gave him a little bit of space, and I don't think Pacheco really knew what to do with it. He kind of...
Pacheco spun expecting contact.
There was nobody there.
And when the contact wasn't there, he was off balance. Yep. That's a veteran move right there. That's like a Marcus Smart play.
Yeah, good D by Perry. Marcus Smart.
He's back tomorrow night.
Sure.
Perry on Brassaw. Bowls his way to the basket. Scoop shot no good, but he'll go to the line. That was just, I'm getting to the basket no matter what you say.
That Brassaw's fourth, I do believe.
Perry will shoot 2 for the Whalers with 5:25 remaining. That is the 4th foul on junior Corbett Brassaw. Now, if you're New London, you got to go after Brassaw. Whoever he's guarding has to go to the basket.
Yeah, Brassaw's got to play smart and get help.
First one is good for Perry.
5 points for Perry.
Mark Jones calling a timeout here in the middle.
Well, it's a good ball game. 35-34, Saints lead, 5:26 to go, and I tell you, it's the game changed a lot when New London had to come out and play man-to-man. We didn't see all those looks from the three-point line from St. Bernard's, and then New London's offense, Casey. Again, they used to go spread, run Perry. It's a little bit of Pemberton. You know what? I'm still not sure their offensive identity as a team, but they're making it work.
And we haven't seen Raymond in the ball game for a while for New London because they've been getting good minutes out of Colby Smith. And that's one of the interesting parts about New London. It's a little bit different every time.
Yeah. Pacheco here with the steal. The crafty one for 2 at the rim. That's just laziness on New London's part.
Yeah, he
flies under the radar.
He's a basketball player, though. He's got savvy. I think that's the right word for him. I think he's got savvy.
Would you say he is no worse than second team in this league this year, Mike?
Yeah, he's got to be.
We're talking to Mike tomorrow. Second team. If we had a first team, second team, Pacheco would be on the second team.
I think he's in the
conversation. He'd be on the first team, yeah.
I think he's in the conversation for player of the year.
Yeah,
How about that?
All right.
Perry knocks down them both. Tie ball game at 35. I don't see how. I think Pacheco's. You could argue if he's not the most valuable player, he's the most important player.
Pressure by New London.
Brassaw comes with a left hand, no good, but there's Balarjan with the follow.
And they beat that New London press easily. When you press after a make, Casey, you better set up shop quick because with a good passing team like St. Bernard's, they'll kill you. Pick you apart. Now we see the spread.
Mismatch. Perry goes right by Brassaw, hangs left hand, finishes good. He'll go to the line. Rodia, Perry, in crunch time.
That help has got to come up a little bit sooner. It's got to come sooner. He's already at the rim when the help comes off of Brassaw.
And there's the scouting book. We know that Perry likes to go left, and we know he likes to finish with the left hand. That help's got to come from that side.
And it's got to come quicker.
Whalers with a 1-point lead, back into the man pressure.
Brassaw is on his back at the foul line, so he's already past Brassaw. That help has got to come sooner.
Good defense, Perry on Wheeler. Now here goes Pacheco's got a step. Euro step, and the basket is good.
Okay. 12 points.
Thought he took 12
for
steps.
Frankie goes to Hollywood.
Thought he took at least 8 steps, but that's all right. No call, basket. Saints up 1. There goes Perry. Now he's going to get a screen. They're looking for the switch on with Brassaw. Perry to the basket, hangs and finishes. Rodia Perry taking it over here for the Whalers late in the 4th.
Can't stop him. 7 in this quarter, 11 overall for Perry.
Oh, good pass, but it was a little bit behind. Here comes Perry in the other direction. One-on-one with a Similian. Kick out. Davon for 3. Got it, and the foul. It's all about the Benjamins.
Was that foul on Pemberton, I do believe. Oh, good basket, and it's going to be a push foul on Pemberton.
Basket is good. And the foul is on 20 with a push.
Oh, he's being Brassaw.
That's
his
Brassaw, and he'll be out of the ball game. That's a huge turn. That's a 4-point lead for New London with a free throw. No, it won't be a free throw, though.
No.
They'll have the basketball, though, up 4, and Brassaw fouls out of the game, which is a big deal.
Oh, I'm sorry. They called the foul on Belarjan, number 2.
All right, so the foul's
there you
on
go,
Belarjan.
yeah.
And we got a mask break with a 4-point lead for the Whalers. Come on back for crunch time. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. So right now, Coach Mark Jones is talking with officials Merrick Trubinsky and Roger Warner, trying to understand what happened on that three-pointer. We know that the 3-ball gets knocked down by Davon Benjamin, but the foul being called on Belarjan, and we're trying to understand where the foul came from. That's what's being discussed right now.
Right. Here's a replay of it right here.
Where's Belarjan?
Belarjan's on the outside. Underneath was Brassaw, number 20. Let's look at this again. I mean, Belarjan's not even in the frame. So Brassaw with the fouls on Brassaw, and it was a cheap one at that. It was a play-on situation, in my opinion. And they called the foul on Belarjan. He's nowhere near the action.
Yeah, the foul that was called should have been on Brassaw.
Okay, so there should be no free throws on this.
No, Whaler ball underneath, 4-point lead. Saints actually get a break, though, if Brassaw is not out of the game.
And it is on Brassaw. Okay, so let's set the record straight there. It is on Brassaw.
So Brassaw's fouled out of the game. He's out now. Patrick Daly, the sophomore, is in.
Boy, it's a tough way to foul a kid out. That's a play-on situation. I mean, he's just jockeying for position there.
Well, I don't think the officials know how many fouls he has. So
no, I understand.
They don't.
No, I get it.
I don't disagree. I don't agree that it was a cheap foul, but I agree that it wouldn't be a foul that I would call at this time of the game. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying if it's his first or his fifth. I don't blow the whistle.
I think he shoved him. I think he shoved him pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Perry from the foul line buries it. Hey, Rodia Perry's decided that this fourth quarter belongs to him.
Yeah, welcome to the game. Yep, 5-point trip that time for the Whalers.
And we're going to get a foul.
Timeout.
Or timeout. Mark Jones wants a full timeout. He wants to discuss
He's
things.
hot.
6-point deficit all of a sudden. New London on top here with 3:16 remaining in the ball game. Back to put a final point on the Brassaw foul out. I don't like that. I don't like that play as an official. The New London guys got position. You got to body up to him and move him. You can't step and push him. It's a good foul call. Now, do you want to call that on a made 3-pointer when there's no rebound and nothing's on the line? No, I probably don't make that call. But if that ball is missed, how do you not make that call? It's a step-in push.
Yeah, that's a big break though. It is a 5-point play 5-point trip, you knock down the 3, you get possession. Perry gets himself working, wheeling and dealing, you get to the rim, and now you're down by two possessions here. You're down by 6 points.
And we're going to talk all about Tyshawn Pemberton early in the game, Rodea Perry. Now, the guy that's really made the difference for New London has been Davon Benjamin.
Sure, he's knocked down a couple threes. Now, on the flip side, down 6, where do you get the points if you're Mark Jones?
Well, Wheeler was hot. I got to try to get him an open look again. Belargin's got to be willing to take the open shot as well. So, get the ball in Pacheco's hands, and then and I would use Daly's body. I mean, he's in the game. There's nobody of his size. I'd get him into the game right away and try to get some screens from him. Here he comes. Sets the high screen up for Pacheco. Look at that wide body. Now roll to the basket. That's a good play.
Be a 1-on-1 situation here for St. Bernard's.
So right now, New London's trying to get away with playing Anthony Martinez, who might be giving up 100 pounds to Pat Daly.
Right.
And they're going to say Daly drew the foul. I think the foul's got to be on. If the foul's on Martinez, it should have been on Daly, but they're going to call it up high, and Pacheco's going to go to the line. Now Coach Parker's livid. Pacheco on the 1-on-1 knocks it down.
Does the official have to explain every single call to the coach?
No.
Okay. Play on.
It's a courtesy.
Yes.
Pacheco knocks them both down. 4-point lead, 3 minutes and change here. Whaler basketball. New London will take some air out now.
Yeah, that's their MO, isn't it?
Yeah. Layups only.
Play him close. Get the 5-second count. Boy, almost a backcourt right there.
Up, Wheeler with a nice job. He's got good hands. There's Perry, kick out. Martinez. Oh, great look underneath the Smith. He can't finish it, though. He was too far under the basket. And he's going to get a touch foul on Belargin. Big turn of events because Kobe Smith was wide open. And Martinez, great pass, but he drifted too far under the basket. Didn't really have a place to go. You know how we talk about don't put the ball on the floor?
Don't put the ball on the floor.
That time there, though, he should have put the ball on the floor to give himself a better spot.
Let him gather himself a little bit.
Belargin now with a chance here to make it a one-possession game. And that's 3 free throws in a row. And there's where your guard. That's where your guard play really, matters. Pacheco, Wheeler, Belargin, these guys can all shoot free throws. Just like that, it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, a little 4-0 run. 4-0 run from the free throw line. You got to go out and play him. You got to go out and play him. You got to go play him.
Kick out, Benjamin. He had Smith.
You got to play these guys.
Benjamin, bounce pass. Smith can't handle it, and he's going to get a kick ball, and that's twice now. Kobe Smith has had good cuts, but not good results.
Listen, if you're St. Bernard's right now, you got to go out and play these guys, and you got to double when you can, especially the non-ball handlers, Casey. You got to go get them. You got to at least draw the 5 count.
Pemberton, floater, and he's going to get fouled on his way to the basket. That was going to be a floater in the lane, but instead it's a foul on Wheeler. Got him on the arm, and talk about big free throws. Cunningham, Pemberton with 2 big ones here, up 2 for the Whalers.
Oh, it's a good basketball game. Good game.
The best game we've had in quite a while.
Sure.
Little alligator arm that time.
Pull the string on that. Pull the string on it a little bit. So St. Bernard's makes 4 straight free throws, and then Pemberton short arms one.
Second one looks better, and that one's good. 3-point game.
16 for Pemberton, junior.
Belargin will get the foul. He'll go to the line. Martinez fouled him, and
that's a good move by Belargin. The blow by there to try to get to the rim. Again, knocked down his last 2 free throws, no problem. Anytime you're down and you're scoring points with the clock stopped is a good thing.
Yes, and he hasn't hit the rim in his last 3 free throws. So
5 straight for the Saints as a team.
Yeah, short arm that one. And Smith goes up and gets the rebound.
Now you got to get him. Double dribble.
And a timeout, Coach Parker, because he saw exactly what you did, which is a turnover waiting to happen.
I thought it was a double dribble.
Kobe Smith was having a hard time getting the handle. Timeout called. 2-point Whaler lead with the basketball. 1:41 remaining, and this is where I think New London gets in trouble. Right? So New London plays. The MO has been for them to take the air out of the ball,
right?
Make you come out and play, and then they try to beat you off the dribble, and get completely out of sync when they've been doing a better job scoring the basketball. So the question I will be interested in is, do they come out of this and make St. Bernard's come play them, or do they attack the basket?
Well, I think St. Bernard's has to play them no matter what. And the one thing I would do is I'd force the ball out of Pemberton and Perry's hands. You have to. And once they give it up, Casey, then I want to double team them from Coach Mark Jones. Try to force and create a turnover that way. But, like you said, what do you do? Do you run a spread with Perry?
That's been what they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, let him get to the basket, but they'll put Pacheco on him. They'll put Semillion on Pemberton.
I think you got to get if one of those two guys gives the ball up, there's got to be a double team quick.
I mean, if St. Bernard's is in man, don't you find whoever Pat Daly's guarding, and try to use that mismatch?
Sure.
Is there anyone on New London that can't beat Daly off the dribble? So he's going to have to give him plenty of room.
Right.
These are the mismatches you're trying to find. I mean, Daly's a big kid.
Takes up a lot of space.
New London's playing extra small. New London's now playing essentially 5 guards.
Sure.
Well, all your questions will be answered here momentarily, Sportsline.
Yeah.
Perry will inbound to Pemberton, right back to Perry. So there's your first answer.
Yep.
And there's Pacheco on Perry. And they got Wheeler, so here's a mismatch. As Pemberton is quicker, goes by Wheeler.
Pemberton's got to be careful with that offhand. He pushes off a lot.
And Wheeler going to get a little kick.
That could go either way there. Pemberton is working to try to create a little space. You got to be careful. It's not a one-on-one. It is a one-on-one situation. Okay, it's a 17th foul.
Where it's dangerous, though, is he had Wheeler beat, and he chose not to go to the basket because
Right.
Coach Parker doesn't want him to go to the basket right now. I think that's the out-of-sync part I was talking about.
Okay.
He's got to go to the basket. Huge free throw here for the junior. Back iron, no good, and Belargin comes down with a rebound.
Pacheco says, give me the ball. Clap, just like that.
My ball.
Good ball game. Crunch time.
Oh, great screen. Semillion.
Run your stuff. Be patient.
Timeout, Mark Jones. He didn't want that offense. 103, 46-44. New London on top. St. Bernard's basketball. Looks like we're heading for a good finish here on the hill.
Yeah, you told me these coaches. He told me Chop doesn't have any fire left in his belly over there. He's fired up. Good ball game here. Good timeout by Mark Jones, Casey. St. Bernard's had a couple of cracks out on the offensive end. They got a little sloppy. Coach says timeout. Let's clean some things up. Let's talk it over.
New London's played 7 guys. St. Bernard's has played 6.
Yeah. How about guys getting tired legs? Like you said, Pacheco does not have tired legs.
Nah, he's the Energizer Bunny. That kid, he go play a pickup game after this.
40. You want to play?
I'll stay. I'll have to stand down under the basket, though.
So you're an old school guy. You remember the old days of Harold Presley and all that.
Yeah.
And, there's some big-time rivalries you talked about with Mike DeMar at halftime.
This game goes back many, many decades, well before that. But, back in the 80s, the Saints were so good in basketball, and they were playing in a big-time conference, and so was New London. And, the great Harold Presley came down to New London, and John T. Conway and Greg Hall, was, New London
Will
guys.
Will Flowers play here, too?
Well, that came later on. And, of course, Will Flowers was the centerpiece of, I think, when the rivalry got its ugliest, which was in the 80s, where the whole concept of recruiting first reared its head. Because Will Flowers was a New London public school kid who ends up coming to St. Bernard's. And there was just a lot
bad
of
blood.
And not for nothing, but people forget, the best New London basketball team I ever saw, the 1989 team, started a sophomore, Mike Lancaster, at guard. Well, what about if Mike Bassetto was the starting guard on that team, like he could have been as a public school kid in New London? So, that's when the recruiting of players first started. We're so used to it now, but back then that was a really big deal. And Pacetto and Flowers did some great things here at St.
Good
Bernard's.
defense here by Benjamin, straight up on Pacheco.
Pacheco waves the high screen
Clear
off.
out.
He wants to go one-on-one with Benjamin. And he falls to the floor. And the turnover, that's a
But he
bad
got
break.
fouled. You got a trap now. You got a trap. Timeout
Yeah,
chop.
timeout New London with 32 seconds remaining. 2-point lead.
You know, I'm sorry, Casey. Benjamin was digging in with Pacheco. He thought he'd get fouled.
New London's got to get its free throw shooters onto the floor and its ball handlers onto the floor. And, you know, I think Pacheco got that head of steam going, and whether or not there was contact, you know, he gets so low to the ground with that, try to get that shoulder down. And we've seen a couple times him go to the floor now.
You know, London has a 2-point lead, and they have 1 point in the last 3 minutes. How's that?
Yeah, so they
They're
had
hanging out.
they had that 5-point trip.
Yeah.
And they've had a 1 point
since then, yeah.
And that was the free throw.
Yep.
Now, if you're New London, you know Perry and Pemberton and Benjamin are going to be on the floor. I got to think Martinez is probably on the floor, but it'll be interesting to see. I think you don't need size of any kind. You need 5 ball handlers and 5 guys you want at the free throw line.
Think about that. You had a 5-point trip, 1 point since then, and all of St. Bernard's points have come from the free throw line. There was 5 out of 6 from the line. Crazy.
So St. Bernard's has a substitution. Dominic Robinson, the sophomore, is into the ball game. I think his job is to foul.
Yes.
And because New London's on offense, they're going to get Daly out of the game because St. Bernard's is going to set up in pressure right now.
Who do you foul here if you're the Saints? Pemberton?
I foul Kobe Smith.
Okay. What if he doesn't get the ball?
Then I make him get the ball. There's Benjamin. Wheeler on him. Right back to Pemberton. And there's your foul.
Yep, on Pemberton, yep.
You know, great players want this foul, and then you'll see Daly will go right back into the ball game for rebounding. But, you know, Pemberton knocks 2 down, and it becomes a very difficult uphill climb for St. Bernard's. If he knocks down only 1, it's manageable, and if he misses the front end, the Saints are, you know, then we talk about how the Saints are going to attack. He missed the front end of the 1-and-1 earlier. Junior, Tyshawn, Cunningham, Pemberton. In and out on the first one, and Daly with the rebound. That ball was in the cylinder. 21 seconds, down 2.
Good ball game.
They trap Wheeler and get a timeout, Mark Jones, as Wheeler got trapped right in front of the Saints bench.
Oh, it's a tough place to come and pick up your dribble, Tyson. Right on the end line, double team.
14 seconds left. Here's what's going to happen.
Please tell me, a high ball screen for Pacheco.
So they're going to try to get to the basket.
Yeah.
There's going to be a kick out.
Yep.
For an open 3.
Yep.
And New London's going to lose this game exactly like they did against Waterford.
Oh, boy. You drink to the green and gold?
That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now.
Who's going to hit the shot, Balargian?
Oh, you know, if it's going to be anyone, it should be Tyson Wheeler.
Right,
if it's going to be anyone. But, because then his father's at home saying, I have to root for the shot to go in. Right. I think what the Saints want is to get Balargian, Similian, or Pacheco to the basket.
Sure.
Maybe go to the line.
Yep.
Try to tie this up from the line. But does New London want to give them the last shot, or does New London want the ball? You know, in other words, do you want to play this thing to the end and risk?
No, New London's going to play this thing to the end.
All right.
Give him the last shot.
How about preemptively fouling Daly away from the ball?
Well, it's a 2-shot foul from here on out.
For the, you know,
right,
for
get
the
it, but it's 2-shot foul.
He's got to make them both.
Double bonus.
And if he makes them both, you still have the ball. I might do that, you know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy I am, sports doctor.
Hackadaly?
I might say, hey, sophomore, go to the line. Although I saw him earlier, he can shoot. We saw him. He has good touch. There's Pacheco. Heads to the basket. Kick out. Similian. A New London Whaler falls down. Similian in the basket. It doesn't go down. How did it not go down? Benjamin with the rebound, and he was fouled. How did it not go down? It was 3/4 of the way. It looked like it had net. Oh, the sophomore is devastated. The ball was in the cylinder, and instead, Davon Benjamin will go to the line with a chance to ice it. 3.4 seconds remaining.
13 points for Benjamin at the line, trying to put this game on ice.
3.4 seconds remaining. Timeout, Mark Jones. I think that's the 15th timeout that St. Bernard's has taken in this half. How many timeouts do you have?
11.
It feels like there's an awful lot of timeouts.
Well, it's mass breaks.
You know what? You're right.
Mass breaks.
That's what it is.
It gives you a TV timeout.
It feels like it is a TV timeout.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, 3.4 seconds. Davon Benjamin at the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1.
All right, what a good basketball game. What a good high school basketball game. Tremendous.
If he... let's take a look at Similian. And Sports Doctor, how does this not go down? You see it goes in the... that was in the cylinder. He makes that shot 95 out of 100 times.
Yeah, sure.
So if Benjamin makes them both, you get out of the way and you let St. Bernard do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
If he makes one, you got to pressure.
Token pressure.
You got to
can't foul.
And you just can't. And if they make they're going to have to make them make something from deep, half court
volleyball.
Inside.
Yeah. That elbow.
What if he misses the front end? They had a timeout?
They got 12 left.
If St. Bernard's doesn't have timeouts, though,
no.
Do they have to push it right up the floor?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to let something rip.
All right, Davon Benjamin, here the senior. You've had quite a game. First one is up, and it is good.
Oh, smooth, isn't it?
Like no one had a question. I said earlier it's all about the Benjamins. Well, the senior has a chance to ice it right here and put New London firmly into the 3rd seed in the ECC. Second one is up, and front iron. Saints have a chance. Belargin at the buzzer. Oh, it's off the rim. The Whalers hold on 47-44. What a basketball game. We will talk with Coach Craig Parker and the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game. Join us as we come back. You have been watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
We are back. The Whalers hold on a 47-44 victory here on the Hill. The Sports Doctor will be talking with I would hope he's a very happy Craig Parker, and then the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game. But first, the Sports Doctor has Coach Craig Parker.
Well, Coach, 47-44.
Can I ask you a question first?
Sure, go ahead.
Why haven't you guys been in our gym this year? We happen to have the most historic gym in the area, the greatest players, the best teams, and you guys refuse to come to our gym. I just want to know why. Because you know what? We're New London. You know what? And I coach at New London. And in this job I have at New London, I wouldn't trade for any job in our area. That's for sure. Okay,
Coach,
I don't understand why you guys have not been in our gym.
Coach, the reason why is because we know how in a good mood you are off the bus trips.
Yeah.
You like these bus trips. Coach, first of all, talk about the defense tonight. Talk about defense wins games. Your defense stepped up big time.
Yes, it did. Yeah, when we needed it. When we needed the defense, they stepped up. Foul shooting was a little questionable, but the kid Davon made a big foul shot for us at the end.
You know, it's not just one man out there for you, Craig. You know, you've got a couple different pieces out there, and any given night, somebody can step up. Do you like the chemistry of this team right now at 5-2?
Well, I like this team. We're 5-2. I felt as though Tayshawn Pemberton played pretty good for us tonight. I thought he had a nice game for us. And Pedro Perry made some big one-on-one moves down the stretch. And in our defense, we were able to hold them off.
This has not been a regular season, obviously. But you've got a tournament coming up. You've got a couple of games left. Do you like the way this team is playing down the stretch?
Yeah, for the most part. I like the way we've been playing all year, to be honest with you. I like the way we've been playing all year.
All right, Coach, enjoy that bus ride back to New London. Hey, Casey still calls New London the green and gold standard of the ECC.
I don't believe Casey.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, I think Coach Parker's angry at me because we haven't been to the Madison Square Garden of the ECC. Sports Doctor, the Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game, Senior Davon Benjamin.
Senior Davon Benjamin, you can't hear me because your teammates are here. Waterford Dental Health Player of the Game with 15 points tonight and some big free throws down the stretch. Talk about what your mindset was going to the line with a chance to ice the game.
Oh man, I just had to go there and sink them. So I know I gotta do this for my team. You know, last time we was on the day, we got upsetted.
Right.
So my mindset this time coming in on the day was to execute, play hard, and make sure we get the W.
So listen, you're knocking down a 3-ball, you're playing solid D. Coaches ask of you and you deliver. Talk about your game and your game personally.
My game, well, people know me as a shooter.
Sure.
So, me, everybody knows me as a shooter. So I got to be able to do other things to help my team win, such as playing defense like I did here tonight, and probably rebound the ball, help communicate with my teammates, just so I don't stay in as one player and, be out of play.
Is it good to have everybody on the same page, good team chemistry out there? And it's not easy, is it, to come on the road and win a game?
Oh, no. Today, just having good chemistry with your teammates, knowing when you're down. We all made, I made a couple big mistakes, we all did, but knowing that your teammates are there to help you out,
right,
be there for you, it helps you win, it helps you pull out W's.
Now, what's the go-to tonight? Is there a post-game meal? You celebrate with a little pasta, or what do you celebrate with tonight?
Whatever my mom makes.
Well, Mom is cooking tonight. It's not going to be Hot Pockets tonight, the Benjamin household. Hey, great game tonight. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. They're a happy group of Whalers. Last time we had them on game day, they lost in a buzzer beater to Waterford, but tonight they held on for the victory, 5-2 New London, and they're a happy group as they head back down Route 32 to New London tonight from St. Bernard's. Well, we're not done with game day. We've got more games. We'll be back on Monday, and then, of course, the ECC tournament. All of that is ahead. So for Peter Wappy and the crew, Mike DeMoro, and the Sports Doctor, Keith O'Brien, I'm Casey O'Neill, and I'm saying good night, everybody.